Hi everyone and welcome back to the Envy Girls. Today I'm going to talk to you about the magical world of thrifting. Those of you who know me know that I like to hit up the consignment stores and secondhand stores now and again to see if I can find any great steals or deals, or if I'm feeling crafty one day I like to go to the thrift store and see what I can change into something new. I'm going to go over some tips and tricks of what to look for. The biggest one is you need to have patience. You need to have lots of patience to go through all of the racks of crap and basically look for the diamond in the rough. You might have seen the green Matt and Nat handbag I got a couple months ago. I got that one at a more upscale kind of consignment store, and they only accept higher brands like Guess and Buffalo and stuff. And I paid $50 for that one secondhand, and it was a good deal. It was in perfect condition. At Value Village the other day, I found this little number. Ooh. It's one of their older versions. You can tell from the logo on it, but it's like a really dark chocolate brown and a hot pink on the inside. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no stains, no nothing. The only thing is, if you see here, the zipper started to rip. Not the zipper, but you can see where the stitches started to pull out. It's fine. The zipper doesn't affect it at all, and I figured that's something I can definitely fix up myself. For $19.99, it was definitely the steal of the day. I just kind of clutched it to my chest before anyone else can take it from me before I could purchase it. If you're looking for clothing, you want to watch for things like zippers that don't work, or rips, or stains. If you see stains, obviously stay away. But also watch for small things that you can fix. Like if there's a button missing that you can resew, if there's a small rip on a seam, but the rest of the fabric is pretty good, you can just kind of sew that up yourself or bring it to a seamstress. Watch for signs of wear and tear, like with shirts. I wore one of my favorite old hoodies today. Watch for in the armpit, you can see like the pilling here, because I've had this sweater forever and I wear it all the time. The pilling happens from obviously your arm rubbing up against your inside of your rib, or if you're looking at pants, I have a pair of jeans here. With pants, you want to watch for in the inside of the crotch, obviously where your thighs would rub together, and make sure the material is not super thin. When you're thrifting for clothes, you want to spend a lot of time kind of going over it and making sure there's no big thing wrong with it and it's in good quality and good condition. Also look for things you can revamp. Revamping is huge with thrifting. If you see a button-up shirt that's like 3 sizes too big, but it's in great condition, or it has a funky pattern on it that you like, or you just like the color. If you have a sewing machine, you can get pretty creative, or you know the basics of sewing. You can buy things you can buy a $2 shirt and if it's too big for you, come home and see if you can bring in the seams on the side here. It's also a great way to practice. If you see a long skirt that's maybe worn on the bottom of it from dragging on the ground from the previous person who had it, but you could sew it up and make a mini, or find jeans that have holes in the bottom, but you can cut them off into jean cutoffs for the summer. So if you sew, or even if you don't sew but you want to get into it, it's a great inexpensive way to practice. Number 2, look for your labels. Matt and Nat I can spot from like aisles away, so when I saw it, ran up to it and made sure it was true and that the condition was good. But if you're into reselling or trying to make a penny by flipping things, watch for brands on the labels, or even just in general if you're just looking for clothing to buy. You'll see things like Old Navy or Walmart, or the cheaper clothing that you don't really want to spend money on if you're buying secondhand. I always bring my phone with me, because if I see brands that I'm not sure, I've never heard of before, I'll just Google them and then go on Amazon and see what they're reselling for secondhand, and you can tell what kind of quality the brand name is. For furniture, if you are into one of my favorite things to look at or try my hand at is flipping. Thrift stores are an amazing place to find big furniture, small furniture, chairs, dishware, anything that people just buy a new set of, or it's just collecting dust in the house. They want to get rid of it, so they donate it. I recently bought a desk a couple months ago that had great lines. It was just a small desk and it was super cute, and you could tell it had like 20 layers of paint on it, but it was $20 and it looked a little vintagey because it had these really neat metal feet thing on it. I knew I could strip the paint off, and a really inexpensive way to change the look of something is painting. One, painting. Two, buying new knobs. There's 3 drawers, there's 3 knobs, and you can even splurge a little bit if you go to Home Depot or any other home furnishing store. Watch for your structure and your bones with furniture. Make sure they're sturdy and it's not falling apart, or if there's holes in it, make sure that you would be able to fill them in with wood filler or something. Just make sure that you can do something with it instead of buying it and realizing you can't. But we've all been there. If you're thrifting for jewelry, there's lots of cute vintage pieces you can find now. And if you see a really neat pendant or some really cool beads on a necklace that you could make into a bracelet, or just even if you just use the beads and got rid of the chain, watch for things like that. You can try and open your mind a little bit to things you can make new from something that you find at consignment stores. Really get crafty with it. It's such a fun thing to do. Number 3, when you're going to a thrift store, set aside at least an hour to go through stuff, but also set aside a budget for what you want to spend. You can get a little crazy at thrift stores and make sure you only buy what you really want or love. Main things are patience. Even bring a friend with you and spend a whole day thrifting adventure. Go to a couple different consignment stores. Keep your phone on you to Google labels that you're not quite sure of if it's worth it. Try and revamp stuff into something new. Get crafty, flip things. So those are some tips for you. If you haven't thrifted before, if you have thrifted before, if you plan on thrifting in the future, it's so much fun. It's such an eco-friendly way to shop. It helps save the environment when you're reusing things and buying secondhand, because you're not paying for something to be made new. If you're planning on thrifting, or if you have thrifted in the past, if you do it all the time, if you want to thrift in the future now, we would love if you sent us pictures of great finds you see in the thrift store that you get, or even better, if you flip something or revamp something or make something new out of something old. We would love to see pictures of that, so fire it over to us and we'll put it on the website for sure. That's about it for today, so until next time, guys, have a wonderful day. I found a looking for things like if we're all women, our thighs rub together, and that one day you go to bend over and your pants split, and we've all been there, and all of a sudden you don't have your favorite jeans anymore. It was painted a crap beige. So yeah. Try and revamp stuff, and just it helps save the environment. It helps save the environment. Ugh.